Hello, everyone. My guest today is Ofer Yourvexel. He's the co-founder and CEO of Pepperi, the B2B sales platform for brands and wholesalers. Before founding the business, he spent over 20 years in executive leadership positions with enterprise technology companies, including Amdocs, Shakata, Enigma, and Tefin. All right, Ofer, you ready to take us to the top?
Sure.
Okay, so the website is pepperi.com. What's the company doing? How do you make money?
We sell a sales platform for businesses who are selling physical good, typically consumer good products.
Okay. What is that? So what does that mean? What are they typically paying you per month to use the tech?
They're paying us annually. We are a pure SaaS platform. They typically pay us for three main products. One of them is the B2B e-commerce. This is the main one. Then we have all the different sales application for reps in the field. Typically, these are three types of reps. Reps taking orders in the field, reps doing merchandising jobs in the field, and drivers doing sales, drop shipping, DSD, route accounting. So these are two products. The third one is our integration platform, iPaaS, as a service. Typically, our system is integrated to the ERP, and we are doing that through our own proprietary iPaaS. So these are the three products.
Now, is this exclusively for e-commerce brands?
No, it's for any type of sales of physical goods, whether it's face-to-face, or through an e-commerce website, or through a
beauty, healthcare, jewelry, fashion, eyewear, anything like that.
Yes, but we are focusing on mainly on the fast-moving ones as well as eyewear. These are the main industries that we are very successful with.
And what are these brands paying you per month on average to use this technology?
It can vary from the minimum of around $12K. Per month, sorry. It can vary from a minimum of $1K for the very small ones, and it can go up to around the 60, 70K, the largest one.
Per month?
Per month, yeah.
Got it. So your largest customer is, paying you $850,000 a year, something like that.
Yep.
That's
even
great.
More if you take services into account, one-time services.
So when you look at your revenue from 2020, what % was services versus SaaS?
I lost you on that. Can you repeat your question?
When you look at 2020 total revenue, what % was services versus SaaS?
90-10. 90% SaaS, 10% services, one-time services.
And last time you came on in 2019, it was the beginning of 2019, you shared you'd passed about 1,000 customers. Where are you today?
About the same number. We had a tough year last year because of the COVID. However, one of the things we did is we concentrated on specific industries that are more successful during this period. And generally speaking, those are the industry I just mentioned, as opposed to slow-moving item types industries. And we focused on larger customers. Doing these two, we did not drop revenues. We just dropped number of customers.
So you're 1,000 customers paying about $1,000 a month. So is your MRR about $1 million right now?
I prefer at this point not to talk about my MRR.
Okay, but I can multiply the 1,000 customers times the minimum of 1,000 in ARPU, and that gives you a minimum of $1 million a month in revenue.
Yeah, I just say that we have a bit less than 1,000 now. We have less customer, but bigger customers.
I see. When do you think
some of them way bigger?
When do you think, just on the SaaS side, when do you think you can pass $1 million a month in revenue? This year?
I don't think so.
It'll take
$1 million. Yeah. $1 million is sure. Yeah.
And walk me through why you've made the decision to move, aggressively enterprise, less customers, higher price points.
Product is quite complex, and because it requires integration, it cannot stand alone. Then it's not so simple to implement it as a standalone product. And I mean for novice, non-IT people, and for that reason, it's much easier for us to work with companies that have some IT infrastructure, and typically those companies are companies that are mid-market and above.
Mm-hmm.
Also, our product is very scalable and it's enterprise level. So doing a project, sometimes it's the same project, the same level of effort to bring 1000 MRR or to bring 10,000 MRR. And you always have limitation on your capacity, on your resources. So if you can focus on the largest one, and they also can have much bigger potential for growth. Implementation to full-blown implementation of our entire system.
So Ofer, when you look at driving expansion revenue, you want to look at obviously your sales team to look at upsell opportunities. How many people are on your sales team right now with a quota?
We have 6 people with a quota. One of the nicest things that happened to us in 2020 is that the upsells were amazing, especially in the US. And we sold the upsell in the US were more than the new sales during the COVID.
So when you look at the full business offer, I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but it's limited time and I want to keep learning here fast. So when you say expansion revenue was great, can you quantify that across the whole customer base? What was expansion revenue over the past 12 months?
Couple of million.
Sorry, on a percentage basis.
Around 20%.
20%.
A bit less.
And would that put your net revenue retention at something like 110, 120%? Obviously, that it's driven by your churn.
I had a negative churn, all in all. You know, when you take upsells versus churns, gross churn. All in all, I grew very little last year because of this corona, because we lost a lot of customers that actually shut down their business.
Yep. So 6 quota-carrying sales reps. How many people are total on the sales team?
That's it. 6 people.
Oh, so you don't have any BDRs or customer success reps with no quota?
No, I have customer success. Customer success do not carry quota.
Yeah. So what's the total team size of the salespeople, including the ones that don't carry quota?
9.
Okay, 9. Got it. And how many engineers?
About 30.
Oh, wow. 30. That's much bigger than the last time we spoke.
Yeah, I'm talking pure engineers for R&D, not for implementation and such, yes.
Yeah. And what's the total team size?
Around 100.
100. Now, I was really impressed last time we chatted. You'd done all this bootstrapped. Are you still bootstrapped?
Yes. We are profitable. This is the beauty of it. We don't need investors.
I love that. How have you resisted? I'm sure they reach out to you all the time. Do you just say, no, thank you?
No, I do not say that. I like chatting with them, but generally speaking, we told them that this is not a good timing, especially because the business results are not great, as I explained. In terms of growth.
If you do get back to a growth trajectory this year, would you consider raising capital?
Raising capital for the right price.
Yep.
Not for any price, but for the right price, sure.
And if you did go down and raise, obviously valuation is what you mean by price, but how much would you look at raising if you did do it?
Actually, I don't need a lot. It depends. If it's just for organic growth, it depends on the strategy. If it will be for organic growth, then I don't need more than 5 to 10 million. If we're talking about fast expansion with acquisitions, then there's no limitation to that. But it depends on the plan. And
what kind of companies would you go acquire if a private equity firm gave you $100 million to spend on a roll-up?
B2C.
Can you name companies?
No.
Why not? Come on, I want to know who you'd go after.
No, I don't want that. I don't want to provide that.
When you say B2C, what do you mean by that?
We are a B2B platform. I'll be happy to complement the platform to be B2B2C.
So describe what that platform would do
A B2B2C platform
in your space.
Yeah. So our customers today are customers that are selling to businesses. Typically, we are talking about retail store or websites that are selling their products, and typically we are talking about manufacturer. As I'm sure you know, people are moving more and more toward e-com sales, and it became much easier to sell B2C. And there's huge pressure on my customer to go direct. And we saw many of our customers moving from pure B2B to B2B2C, meaning opening their own website, in some cases opening their own stores, but in the most case, opening their own B2C websites. And no longer doing it behind the scene, because before that we also knew some of them were doing it behind the scene with different names. So now, which is what is called today direct to consumer. New businesses in many cases are doing it from the get-go, but many traditional businesses are adding that to their business lines.
Got it. Ofer, we're out of time.
Like to do is to
go ahead. Sorry, but wrap up here because we're out of time. What would you like to do?
What we would like to do is to serve those customers A to Z, meaning B2B2C, and to not tell them, as we are telling them today, go and find a B2C solution and we'll integrate to it.
All right, let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Quick answers. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
I'm an old guy. It's the Chasm. Crossing the Chasm.
Crossing the Chasm. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
I think Amazon, yeah.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building the business?
Again, I didn't hear.
What's your favorite online tool for building Pepperi?
Power BI.
Number 3, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
How many
hours of sleep?
4 or 5.
That's not healthy. Why don't you sleep more? You feel healthy sleeping just 5 hours a night?
I wake up at 5 in the morning, and typically 6 in the morning I'm in the sea and I'm rowing.
Oh, very good. Okay. And what's your situation?
For 2 hours.
Are you married, single, kids?
Married with 2 kids.
And how old are you?
57.
57. Last question. What do you wish you knew when you were 20?
That life are short. When you're 20, you think you have plenty of time. When you get to 57, you feel like, wow, I should have done more fun.
Life is short.
Life is short, much more than you think when you're young. The older you get, more you realize that. And then make as much fun as you can. And this is why I'm waking up at 5 in the morning, not to work.
Pepperi, guys, connected selling, seamless buying, a B2B sales platform for brands and wholesale distributors. They're over 11 million, call it, a year in terms of run rate, basically flat though year over year as they focus and double down on their enterprise customers. Their biggest customer pays, call it, $800,000 per year. That's just the SaaS. They also have 10% of their revenue is services. He's done all of this with a team of 100 people, completely bootstrapped, which we love. They're going to keep growing. We appreciate you coming on, Ofer. Thanks for taking us to the top.
Welcome. Bye-bye.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company, or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them, and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.